Hello students, this is our unit 4 and chapter 11 biotechnology, the principles and processes. So today we'll study about restriction enzymes and how they are working, and we have studied in the previous slide also, and how their naming can be done, and we'll study about cloning vectors and the invention of DNA ligase, etc. These are some of the restriction enzymes. I have told you about two already, EcoR1 and Hint2. EcoR1 is obtained from Escherichia coli, and recognition site in double-stranded DNA is GAATTC, and structure of cleaved products are, it will cut between G and A at the 5 end, and again on the lower part G और A के बीच में ये cut करता है. I'm giving you one more example, HPA2. It's derived from source organism is Haemophilus parainfluenzae, and it is working on the restriction recognition site in double-stranded DNA is CCGG, and structure of cleaved products are C और C के बीच में कट करता है दोनों साइड पे, 5 एंड पे C और C के बीच में कट करता है. So these are called blunt ends or overhung ends. So these are 5 examples. I have told you already: EcoR1, Hint2, then HPA2, etc. You can learn more from this slide. Now, how the naming of restriction enzyme is done? I'm taking the example of EcoR1. First letter of the name comes from the genus of the bacterium from which it is isolated. So here the genus is Escherichia, E is for Escherichia, and then second letter is derived from the species of the bacterium, that is coli. So CO will be from species, and the third letter is taken, that is R, from the strain of the organism, and the fourth letter, which is the Roman number, indicates the order of synthesizing the enzyme. So it is EcoR1. And then restriction enzymes are EcoR1, Hint2, Hint3, small one, HAE3, etc. I have told you earlier. So the fragments of DNA produced are called restriction fragments. The fragments of DNA may have blunt ends or staggered ends, which are also called sticky ends, which I have told you in the previous slide. I have shown you in the previous slide. So about two enzymes I have already told you, endonucleases and exonucleases. Endonucleases which break DNA double helix at any point except the ends, अंदर की तरफ बीच में काटते हैं, तो उनको हम बोलते हैं endonucleases. They produce internal cuts called nicks or cleavage, and exonucleases which break or cut the 5 or 3 ends of DNA molecules, means when they are cutting at the ends, then they are called exonucleases. Desired gene, what is desired gene? The functional or normal gene of our interest taken from the donor cell, which we want to introduce in some other part of the cell, then it is called desired gene. It's also called foreign gene or transgene. So which enzymes are helping us to make this process? Recombinant DNA बनाने में कौन से enzymes help करते हैं? पहले हमने restriction enzymes के बारे में पढ़ा. Now our polymerase enzyme. Polymerase enzyme, you all know, DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 2, DNA polymerase 3. Need not to explain these because we have already done in the chapter molecular basis of replication under the topic replication. So DNA polymerase 1 क्या करता है, DNA polymerase 2 क्या करता है, DNA polymerase 3 का क्या function है, so you have to write on a page. DNA ligase is the enzyme that joins the two sticky ends of the DNA, and it is used as molecular glue and a much needed tool in the genetic engineering. So it was discovered by Hargobind Khurana. Hargobind Khurana was born on 9th January 1922 at Raipur, Punjab, which is now in Pakistan, and he died on November 9, 2011, aged 89, in the US. And 1968, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for the interpretation of the genetic code and its function in protein synthesis. Now you all know about genetic code. Genetic code means 3 nucleotides remain together. We have studied in the chapter molecular basis of inheritance, genetic code. In this slide, we'll study what the vector is. It's a carrier DNA that acts as vehicle to carry desired gene to the host cell is called the vector. I have already told you about this. In some cells, the important vectors जो कि हम genetic engineering में use करते हैं, they are plasmid. Plasmid, you all know, these are present in the prokaryotes. Bacterial DNA, these are present. Apart from genomic DNA, there are some circular small extra chromosomal DNA is present, that is called plasmid. These are phases, plant viruses, animal viruses, cosmids, artificial chromosomes. So these are plasmids are basically extra chromosomal self-replicating small circular DNA present in the bacteria are called plasmids. In the previous slide, I have told you about vectors. Plasmid vectors were discovered by William Hayes and Lindbergh in 1952. These are, I have already told you that these are extra chromosomal self-replicating, usually circular double-stranded DNA molecules found mainly in the bacteria, and some in yeast are also present. So these are having the plasmid molecules may be present as 1 or 2 copies or in multiple copies, 500 to 700 inside the host organism. These naturally occurring plasmids have been modified to serve as vectors in the laboratory. The most widely used versatile vector, that is PBR322, which you are watching in the diagram, is an ideal plasmid vector. This was first artificial cloning vector constructed in 1977 by Bolivar and Rodriguez. It's widely used in gene cloning experiments. So nomenclature is PBR322 plasmid. P denotes that it is a plasmid and BBR stands for Bolivar and Rodriguez, the name who constructed this plasmid, and 322 is the number given to distinguish this plasmids from other developed in the same laboratory. For example, there are plasmids PBR325, PBR327, PBR328, PBR345, etc. So this is very important diagram, and with this diagram we will be doing in detail how the features that are required to facilitate cloning into a vector. Well, we will do in the next lecture.